Today is a pretty special day for us. Following the phenomenal growth of Elves Bikes, people have asked where our bikes are made, who makes them, and what really goes into producing a modern carbon fibre frame. So we've travelled to Huizhou in China to visit the Elves factory. And as far as we know, we're actually the first Western visitors to be invited inside to see the full process, to capture it today and share it with you. From design and engineering through to testing, manufacturing, quality control, and all the people behind the brand, we're going to take a deep dive into who Elves Bikes really are, what lies behind the exponential growth behind the brand, and we can't wait to share it with you. Walking into the building, the first thing that really hits you is the scale and professionalism of the operation. This is a highly organised manufacturing facility with dedicated departments covering engineering, testing, production, design, and international operations and logistics. And what's immediately clear is just how many people are involved behind the scenes before a frame ever reaches a rider. Did you know that it was as early as 2006 that Elves Carbon Manufacturing began delivering manufacturing and R&D services to major international cycling brands, developing expertise in carbon fibre manufacturing and high-performance bicycle engineering. 10 years later, in 2016, with the knowledge of how to design and manufacture, the Elves brand was officially secured, and the development began on creating the rider-focused performance of the global cycling brand we see before us today. Elves Bikes' vision combines advanced carbon engineering, sleek modern integrated designs, and a strong focus on rider connection and individuality, and all with an exceptional price point to performance ratio to really challenge the traditional price points and expectations within the cycling industry. The Elves Bikes brand then officially launched in Asia in 2017. In 2023, Elves Bikes expanded into Europe, and simultaneously they launched the Evo, our flagship aero bike that quickly became a major success and helped establish the brand on the international cycling stage. Since then, the company has continued to grow rapidly, expanding to more than 30 distributors worldwide, whilst continuing to innovate across multiple disciplines. The range now includes aero, lightweight climbing, triathlon and gravel bikes, with the highly anticipated TF3 TT bike, which is set to launch very soon. I wonder if we'll get a glimpse of this being manufactured today. But today is about your customer journey, and it starts right here. One of the things we really wanted to understand on this trip was the philosophy behind the brand, not just how the bikes are made, but why certain decisions are made, how quality is approached, and what the long-term vision for the brand really is. Mr. Yin, what do you think Western cyclists still misunderstand about Chinese carbon fiber bicycle manufacturing?
很多的自行车其实都是在中国大陆进行一个代加工的了，在这一块的话，确实中国的话已经具备了一个制造优势。那在这一块的话，有一个不好的地方就是早期确实存在一些不好的产品流向市场。那随着的话，像温贝斯、快克、尹卡罗这些品牌的话，逐渐走向国际化，给中国的产品的话，带来更多的一些受众。那这些骑行者的话，对大陆的这些品牌的话，也有了一些更深刻的认识。其实我们的这些品牌的话，在给这些西方自行车爱好者带来这些产品的同时的话，我们也把我们的一些理念设计，包括我们的品控的话，注入在这产品当中，最终带给消费者一些比较好的一些体验。我相信随着我们这些品牌的不懈努力的话，我们的产品最终的话会赢得更多的一些西方爱好者的一个欢迎啊。
And do you think perceptions of the Chinese bicycle brands and manufacturing is generally changing within the cycling industry?
我们的产品的话，随着的话，我们的产品流向世界，那 很多自行车爱好者，包括专业的一些骑手的话，也使用了我们的一些产品，对我们的产品的话有很大的一些兴趣的话，他们不仅仅是关心我们这个品牌，更多的时候是在我们的一些制作细节，包括一些骑乘的感受，或者是使用的结果上面的话，对我们的东西有更多的一些要求。那这一块的话，也可以促进我们很大的一个提升。在这一块的话，西方爱好者的话，对我们这些产品的一个最终的一个体验，还是有了比较大的一个改观的。从这些年的一个新品不停的流向这些自行车爱好者的话，结果的反馈对我们来讲的话，还是比较积极跟正向的。
And how difficult is it to balance performance, comfort, aerodynamics, and reliability into a single bicycle frame?
我们早期的话，对产品的一个要求只是说在物理性能上达到一个行业标准。那随着的话，骑乘者对我们产品的一些更多的一些要求，那我们现在在产品设计之初的话，就已经加入了像类似于我们刚才看到的那种 CFD 流体力学分析。我们从设计之初的话，就要开始考虑这个车架的在使用的一个场景跟使用的一个环境的话，对我们这个产品的一个最终的一个影响。我们尽量避免环境或者是骑乘的这种对我们产品的一个舒适性的一个影响。所以的话，我们在设计之初的话，我们就把这些因素全方位的进行一个统一纳入进行考量。那在我们在设计的时候的话，我们就会把这些骑乘者的一个对产品的一个性能要求，还有一个舒适性的这些要求的话，我们做了全盘的一个考量，跟最终一个目标的一个达成。我们经过无数次的一个验证的话，最终让这些产品的话能够适应更多的一个消费者的一个需求了。
And please tell me, what excites you personally about the future of this brand as it grows?
首先感谢您，包括您在内的这些代理的一个辛苦的付出。我们在30多个国家和地区的话，都给消费者带来了一些新的一些体验。那在这一块的话，我们希望我们能够走向更多的一些国家，给更多的一些消费者带来更多一些高性价比的产品。这个我们的路还有很长远。
And what sort of legacy do you hope the Elves Bikes will build within the cycling industry?
就我个人的情感而言，我们在这方面的话，我们也付出了很多。我们也希望这个品牌能够被更多的消费者所认知、所接受。那我们也希望我们能够持续的能够提供给消费者更高性能的一些产品，让消费者的话能够有更好的一些骑行体验和更好的一个服务。
From our perspective, nurturing the brand and watching the growth has been something that we feel truly proud of, and we are so excited about the future of the brand. It's incredible when we receive all the positive rider feedback that we receive every day, and we believe that the future of this brand is so huge in front of us, and we are looking forward to the next steps together. I think this is probably one of the areas that people are most curious about. Before a frame ever reaches production, it goes through extensive testing designed to simulate and exaggerate real-world riding stresses and to demonstrate compliance against rigid international standards. What is fascinating is just how extensive the testing process actually is. And of course, there is something strangely reassuring about seeing frames deliberately pushed to destruction, all in the name of safety and compliance. This looks like a great place to start. Could you tell me about this fantastic bit of kit here in front of us?
这是一台头管水平力测试机，主要模拟的话就是在 骑行过程当中不停的刹前叉的情况下对车架的一个影响。
And moving on, could you please tell us about this piece of testing equipment we have in front of us?
这是一台冲击测试仪，主要就是应对车架的话从高处跌落，或者是在有断差的情况下的这种冲击力对车架本体或者是部件破坏的一个状况进行模拟测试。
This looks fascinating. Please tell us more about this one.
这是一台疲劳测试机，主要就是模拟骑乘人员在骑行的情况下的一个脚踏力对车架本体的一个受力跟破坏的一个状况进行一个模拟测试。
And the universal testing machine. Please tell us more about this.
这是一台万能测试机，主要是测试各个部件的话，在受力的时候的话，会产生什么样的一个后果。目前我们测试的话是一个坐管抗滑测试，就是当受力在一定的情况下的话，这个坐管的话会不会向下滑动。
And the vehicle drop testing machine. Tell us more about this.
这是一台整车衰落测试的机，主要就是模拟骑乘人员在骑行的过程当中，从一定的高度跌落下去的话，会不会对整车产生什么样的一个影响，就是进行一个模拟测试。
And moving on, would you kindly share exactly what this final piece of testing equipment in the room provides the company with?
这是一台那个跌落测试仪，主要就是模拟骑乘人员在骑行的路况不好的情况下，它有一个前倒或者一个后倒的情况下，对车架本体的一个破坏的一个模拟测试。
This is the part most people never get to see. The transition of sheets of raw carbon fibre into a finished bicycle frame is an incredibly labour-intensive process which involves dozens of individual stages. And what is striking is just how much it still relies on skilled craftsmanship. Every frame begins with precision. Each individual piece of carbon fibre is carefully cut to size and organised into dedicated layup kits, ensuring that we deliver accuracy and consistency throughout the whole manufacturing process. But did you know that from the Elves EXP onwards, all our frames are now manufactured using latex moulding technology, which is a significant advancement within the cycling industry. Our skilled technicians lay each frame by hand, one layer at a time, carefully balancing strength, weight, stiffness and compliance to achieve the ride characteristics required from every Elves frame. A sneaky preview for you. Here, our technicians are preparing the brand new one-piece moulded Elves TF3 TT frame, and this is ready for moulding and pressing. Following the layup process, the frame is then carefully positioned into the mould before it is sealed and prepared for pressing. Once inside the press, compressed air inflates the internal latex structure, and this forces the carbon fibre directly against the mould surface to create a precise and accurate finish with consistent carbon compaction throughout the frame. This process takes approximately 45 minutes. Following the pressing process, the frame is removed from the mould and shot blasted to achieve a clean and uniform surface finish. Critical areas of the frame, including the bottom bracket, headset and mounting points, are then faced before the frame moves into the detailed finishing process. Each frame is inspected and refined by hand to ensure every surface, edge and detail meets the exceptionally high standards expected from Elves performance frames. This stage is incredibly important for us as it helps us deliver the premium finish and precise alignment along with ride quality that truly defines our bikes. Once the frame has passed the first stage of inspection and finishing, it moves on to one of the most visual stages of the entire process, the painting, and the part we agonise over the most before buying the frame. Achieving a high-quality paint finish must of course start with a high-quality foundation. Following the final manufacturing and finishing stage, the frame receives its first base coat. It then goes through detailed sanding and refinement prior to the final base coat being applied. And this creates the perfect surface for the masking, painting, and decal application. Every time a new colour is applied, the frame is first placed into a completely dust-free environment for approximately 2 hours, and this allows the paint to settle and dry naturally before the curing process begins. The frame is then transferred into an 85-degree curing oven for approximately 1 hour to ensure maximum durability, consistency, and a true depth of finish. A protective clear coat is then applied to protect the paintwork during the next stage of the process, and this also allows our technicians to identify and refine even the smallest imperfections before the additional colours and graphics are added. This process is then repeated for each colour that we apply to the frame. Depending on the complexity of the design, the complete painting and finishing process can take up to 2 weeks. The detailed process checks every aspect of the frame, including alignment, tolerances, frame facing, paint finish, and decal quality, ensuring each bike meets the exceptionally high standards expected from an Elves performance frame. The frame's unique serial number is then applied and recorded against the customer's order for full traceability throughout its lifetime. Finally, the frame is carefully weighed, packaged, and prepared for shipment, ready to arrive with its new owner for that all-important new bike day experience. From the first sketches and engineering discussions through to the carbon layup, testing, painting, and final inspection, every stage is connected by one thing: a genuine passion for building high-performance bicycles. One thing that has really stood out to us is the pride inside this building. The people here don't just manufacture bikes, they care deeply about what they are creating and how those bikes will eventually be ridden all around the world. And from our perspective, this is one of the many reasons that we certainly feel incredibly proud to represent the brand and stand together with cyclists all over the world to truly challenge the price point for performance and create overdue equality. And when you finally see the entire process firsthand, you begin to really understand that a bicycle is never just a bicycle. It's the result of passion, technology, teamwork, experience, and an enormous amount of dedication from hundreds of people working together behind the scenes. Thank you for joining us on what has been such an incredible and an insightful day inside the Elves Bikes factory.